Welcome to our June team meeting. I know it's a weird day. Typically we're Wednesdays. A lot of our teams have their team meetings today. So I appreciate a nice intimate group. They'll be great. Anybody want to read our mission statement? Ricky, you too. Thank you.
To build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving.
Oh, great. Thank you. And then just so you guys know, you're not supposed to call anyone that you're not supposed to. Don't use a robo dialer. And great. Moving on. And to kick us off, David, the floor is yours.
All right. Obviously, you all know it's a very challenging market for buyers right now, making multiple offers, going over asking price, not getting concessions, prices, all that stuff. One of the things that we're doing really well with right now that's helping you guys win is instead of doing a standard pre-approval or pre-qualification, we're doing full underwriting commitments up front before you make an offer. So you have no financing contingency on your offer. We can close in 2 weeks. You know, you're basically a cash buyer at that point, unless the appraisal comes in low. So that's been a big win. We just had a buyer this weekend. They made like 3 or 4 offers before. They were just getting frustrated, ready to call it quits, give up. And instead we talked them into this, needs to help. The agent needs to kind of help explain why it's beneficial to do that. But she did. She got the offer, even though she was $10,000 lower in price to the other buyer, and that's a win for everybody. So that's been a good thing. So if you need a buyer that's coming into the market, if you want to write an offer this weekend, don't call me on Friday night and say, hey, we need an underwriting approval. We're not going to be able to do that. But if you give me a week or so, we can get it done. So that's it.
Awesome. Thank you, David. And our core values. So as a reminder, we have grit, build a positive team and family spirit, be transparent, 360 team player, and create fun and a little weirdness. These are, we have our Keller Williams values and principles that focus on what KW is as a whole. These ones are specific to living. This is what makes us the market center that we are. And we had a few nominations. Janice nominated Keisha and Michaeline. And she said, my deepest, I know, I hate saying me. My deepest gratitude for the incredible support, care, and dedication you all displayed while I was in the hospital. Your unwavering commitment to me, my clients, and the business during my absence was nothing short of exemplary. Knowing that I could rely on you all allowed me to focus on my recovery without worrying about the business. Your ability to demonstrate true 360-degree team spirit was truly remarkable. I am particularly touched by the genuine care and concern you showed me for my well-being. It was a difficult time, but your thoughtfulness and support made it much easier to navigate. Thank you for everything you've done. I'm incredibly grateful to work with such an amazing group of people and to have colleagues who are not only professionals, but also caring individuals. We love you, Denise. I'll tell you, I think something else that sets living apart and makes us so special is it is like family. And when something's going on with somebody, everyone is, how can we help? What can I drop to get what you need? And thank you for pointing that out, Janice. We love you. And then Janice also nominated Miss Audrey Jenks. And she said, I wanted to take a moment to thank you for your incredible assistance with the computer issue I was facing, specifically with the point of sale document for Shaker Heights that wouldn't format. Your expertise and determination in resolving the problem were truly impressive. Not only did you manage to find a workaround, but you also saved me a great deal of stress and ensured that I was able to get this to my client. Your willingness to step in and help demonstrates the true team spirit that makes our workplace so special. Thank you for your hard work and for always being someone we can rely on. Your support means a lot to me and I deeply appreciate your efforts. What a good one. I'll tell you, Audrey has always had her nose down working. What can she do? So I'm so glad she was nominated. To our intimate group here, is there anyone else we wanted to recognize for core values? Before we announce our winner. I actually would just say, build a positive team and family spirit and being transparent with our leadership team recently. Ricky, Brian, Lynn, Rick, like everyone has been, Janice with PC. There have just been some moving parts that they've all been wonderful with, and they deserve much more praise and accolades than they receive. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Ricky, this to give you a
Oh, thanks.
yes. And drum roll, please, for our core value winner for June. Miss Audrey. Somebody take a picture of that for her. I know we have the trip team meeting.
I'm gonna
Right
take
now.
a picture of it if you leave it up there.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Okay.
Thank you, Keisha. All right.
Recording in progress.
We've got some cappers and top producers to shout out and our new agents. So we have Dayron Adams, Brandon Dow, Madison Jones. And give them a round of applause. Our May cappers, Alicia Barton, and for the first time, Carla Gearhart. And our top producers for the month of May. We have Alicia Barton, Sandy Braun, Melinda Chamberlain, Bob Cugini, Kathy Davis, Ron and Christina Duga, Sally Fry, Kaylin Garrett, Andre Goetz, Ryan Jackson, Leah Jones, Mike Roberts, Michael and Stacy Jones, Mary Jo Kormashoff, Diana and Michael Magno, Laura Murata, Danielle McCandless, Patrick Mitchell, Irene Molnar, Kirsten Osborne, her first time on this list, I believe, hats off to her, Amanda Pullman, Carly Sablatny, Brent Smith, Ken Smith, Tara Samoji, Journey Toole, David and Donna Toth, Keisha Wagner, and Mo Ladosa. Okay, so these are, we apologize, we got our trophies like much later from the region than we were supposed to. So as you guys know, I think you see sometimes on our Facebook page, Magnos have been on there. There will be regional stats like, hey, #1 in units or volume, etc. So the region at Family Reunion gave out a certificate, but that's it. Finally got our trophies in. So we wanted to give a special round of applause. So we have our MINO region, #1 team in units being the Magno Group. Please. You finally have a trophy.
No, hold it up there. I want to take a picture.
I'll switch it. Yes, will you go up so we can get a picture? Thank you, thank you. Well deserved.
Take it out.
Yeah, take it out.
Oh
Definitely take it out.
my.
Or at least hold it in the box, I guess.
Fancy.
Yeah, it's a nice one.
Fancy.
Heavier than ours.
Oh, it's better than last year's. Well, that's because we're not one this year.
You got it.
To be humble.
Yeah.
Congratulations, guys. And we'll come back to the other one.
Oh, we will? Okay, perfect. So there is another one that we will get to momentarily, which means we're probably gonna get started with our panel today. So I would love to welcome Ms. Keisha Wagner, Janice Borders, and Diana Magno up to the floor.
We had to sit where our pictures.
No, we don't.
I think you should, I feel like you should though.
Okay.
Now that you said it.
Yeah.
It's assigned seating, obviously.
Right.
Uh,
I think I can make for that.
Oh, that's so great. So
Thank you.
part of the reason we wanted to hear from them today is we talk to agents are like, hey, we want more panels. We want to hear what people are doing in their business. So we are simply doing that today and really going through what is working in today's market. What are you learning? What challenges are you facing, etc. So to kick us off here, sorry, I had my questions pulled up and now it's going to take me just a minute, okay. So whoever wants to start, like, I would love to know, the question is, how are you succeeding in this market? But what is the one thing that is working for you in this market? Keisha, I'm gonna have you kick us off.
I am pretty consistent in this building relationships, just really, making new, relationships, getting involved in your community, being involved in organizations, that really is just continue to contribute to my business. As well as just really just going back to basics, call people, get on the phone, call your past clients, call your relatives, call whoever, just ask for the business. It's just really basic for the, as far as that.
You are so good. I always hear Keisha on the phone, genuinely.
Yeah.
Diana?
Oh, so a lot of my business is referrals from other agents around the country. I get a lot of those. A lot of mine are also just past clients. I mean, I helped a client that what? Like, would you say Justin was like March? Yeah. We closed one in March and then literally he sent me another one and another one comes and another one, it's all, like, this entire project, like, it's just a domino effect of people that I've worked with in the past, like, Mike will tell you, I rarely work with someone I don't know.
Yeah. And I think what's so important about that to point out is, one, I'd love to pick your brain more on referrals from other places in the country. I think that's a huge lead source we don't tap into. But two, as far as referrals go with your current clients, they say, obviously the best time to ask is during the transaction and when good things are happening in the transaction. But once they close, the odds of getting a referral go down like 50%. And then 30 days out, it goes down like 80%. Not saying that you're not going to get it, but your likelihood plummets. So having that conversation, and it sounds like if you just closed something with him in March, that conversation was happening during the transaction. And I don't even think it has to be so forward of, hey, I'm really looking for referrals. It could be, oh my gosh, Diana, you are hilarious. Please send me everyone you know just like you, because I love working with you. Making it a joke, it doesn't have to be so formal and stuffy. And do you know anybody else looking to buy, sell, or invest?
Right.
Just being your natural self. Thank you. Janice, what would you say, girl?
I would say kind of both of what they said, relationship building, because that's huge. And I would also say like social media. And I don't post a lot of links and stuff on social media, but I do, but I like kids, kids. Kids are a magnet. People like, when I post something to Thomas, I get 400 comments. When I post something to me, I get 2. Kids. With somebody, I haven't talked to her in like 3 years, but she gonna get her license in New Orleans, like, and we haven't talked in forever, but it's just like, oh, what do you call her? How do you know KW? It's just, it's all of that. It's what they see. They keep seeing your name in their feed, no matter what it is. It's not, hopefully it's nothing negative, but they keep seeing your name over and over again, and that they keep top of mind. So, and I do a lot of referrals across the US too, because of my relationship with my real, like, in my church.
Yes, 100%. It's interesting. I was at a Glover U event, I don't know, a couple years ago, and there was a group from Maryland, and they're really big on referrals. And they like took us out to dinner, and I'm like, never gonna send these people a referral. I feel bad them paying for my dinner. Wouldn't you know, since then, I mean, it's not a ton, but I have sent him 2 people. Actually, maybe even 3, 2 he ended up closing. What are the odds? You don't know who you're gonna cross paths with. One of them was somebody even posting on a different group, an agent, that I used to work with. Hey, I'm looking for somebody in Maryland. I was able to tee him up with that person. One of my past clients, his sister was selling in Maryland. Like, it's the craziest, and you don't think it's going to happen, but it is such an untapped resource. If you go to a class, I'd encourage you not to sit with people from your brokerage. Sit with, mingle, learn, like if you're going to family reunion or mega camp or Love or You, meet new people because that is a huge untapped resource. So I'm gonna kind of combine these two. There was a question of what's your day look like and how efficient are you with your calendar? If any of you are efficient with your calendar, let us know. But more importantly, what's your day look like? What's it mean to win your day? What does that look like if you are able to say at the end of the day, gosh, today was an awesome day in real estate? What's that look like?
I would say that my calendar is pretty set in the morning, and I don't deviate from it. I get up every morning, I'm on James Shaw Park from 7:30 to 8:20. And then at 9 o'clock, we roll into Legion from 9 to 12. If I have something run at 9 and 12 that I can't participate in, I'll replace it somewhere else in the day. And that's something that I learned from being on this call, that if you erase it, you gotta replace it. You gotta replace it somewhere else. So how I win the day is if I efficiently replace it. That doesn't always happen, but I know that if I don't, then I gotta pick it up somewhere else. And then, he always tells us, if you don't do it Monday through Friday, then you gotta get up Saturday morning. Who wants to work Saturday morning? Nobody. Especially not making phone calls and doing all, and events and all of that. So I know that that's the punishment. If I have to do it on Saturday morning, and so I typically make sure that I'm doing it Monday through Friday.
That's great. Diana?
Our calendar is pretty chaotic week to week, depending on, what we've got under the contract. And, they say you shouldn't do inspections or closings before 11 o'clock, because none of that matters, we do it in the afternoon. But there's our inspectors do 10s and 2s, and there's just no way around it. Like, could I pay Alex to do it for me? Absolutely, but I can't have her do them all. You know what I mean? Like, and then Mike's calendar is just, if I opened it up for you, you'd be like, how do you guys function on that? So like, I have to put myself in the calendar to talk to them. So it's good. Yeah, because I thought it was part time there too, and then now with her working, it's like, okay, do I do the consultation, or do I go to the home inspection, or do I take Peyton to work, or, what do I do? And then on top of it, I meet with Alex every week, sometimes twice a week, depending on what we're doing. Because it's important to, give her the time also, so it's like trying to find a balance, but it works.
Yeah.
So, and I don't work on Sundays, so.
Oh, good for you.
Good for you, blocking that out.
Keisha?
So, I've gotten a lot better with my calendar over the years. I didn't really have a calendar for the first, I'd say 5 or 6 years in real estate. I was just like popping up wherever, but, what I would say, with this, I have learned, build breaks into your calendar. That is so important. Like, build a break. Like, so if I have whatever Legion from 9 to 11, okay, so I need a 45-minute break in between at least before I go to my next appointment or make returning calls or whatever you want to do. Build these a half hour, so 45-minute breaks. I do that in between my listing appointments. I find that my day flows better by just building at least a 30-minute break in between your calendar, in between the block of appointments or whatever you're doing. So, I'm sure that's it.
Yeah, that's great advice. And you know what, as we're talking about the morning lead gen time, a couple of things I would point out, morning doesn't work. It doesn't have to be in the morning. And I would also say this, I have sat, in classes, on the agent side thinking, I'm not a huge cold caller. even nurturing my database, just like I was telling you guys with the referral, it's more, hey, catching up rather than coming straight out and asking for business. It doesn't have to be cold calling for sale by owners, expired listings during that lead gen time. Maybe you are active on social media
Yeah.
and you are commenting or direct messaging 5 people. You saw they went on vacation, oh my gosh, I blah, 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 like making a connection there. It doesn't necessarily have to be so straightforward as real estate. It is the relationship business. So don't get discouraged with the lead gen time. What are you good at? And put that into your lead gen time.
Her calls aren't on. Yes, they are.
Exactly.
They are.
Yes, I 100%.
Because they always ask you, how's business? And then that's your.
Yes.
That's
They
what I,
always ask.
my Mondays are just care calls. I start off where I left off previously, 10-minute time slot. And I just, by the time I get back to them again, it's been 6 weeks,
Yes.
so.
That's so good. How do you remain, Keisha, this is a great question for you. How do you remain consistent year in and year out? Because one thing I noticed with your business, you are always consistent. And I heard you say in the beginning, whether it's involvement in different groups, etc., it seems you keep working the same sphere and you're good at it. So what is your secret to consistency?
I don't know if it's a secret. Sometimes people get scared by this, but I actually do set a goal, and it's a lifestyle goal. Okay, like, so how much do I need to maintain my lifestyle? So that's a big motivator for me, like, okay, how much do I actually need? And then the rest is gravy or savings or what have you. So once I have established this is what I need to maintain the lifestyle that I'm living, I can kind of base my year, okay, so what does that look like in listings? What does that look like in buyers? What does that look like with passive income? And I can build those things into meeting the ultimate goal of what my living standard is. And it's maybe it's gonna be different for everybody.
Yeah.
I'm to the point, at least for me, yeah, who doesn't want more money? Yeah, I would love it, but it's not the most important thing. As long as I maintain that consistency, I'm still meeting my goals in other areas. So I'm not out there striving to be, the top team in the country or anything like that, because I'm meeting what I need to meet, consistently that way. And then it's really important for me, I'm say this again, encourage you all too as well, to really build your passive income.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I don't want to do this forever. I love y'all. Love the clients, I love this business, but I don't want to do this forever. One lady we had here, some of y'all, Kathleen, if I remember, Judy Glitz, she was 83 years old and she was showing homes. And I remember she said to me, she was like, she called me kid then, because that's how long I've been here. Kid, don't you be 80-some years old still having to sell houses. This is not where you want what you want to do. Make sure you have a plan for yourself. So that motivated me, like, okay, I'm not going to be like this. At 83, I'm going to be on the beach somewhere, sipping margaritas. I'm not trying to run around the house. But that's my encouragement. So I encourage you to set a lifestyle goal or what you need to maintain and kind of build what you need to do from there.
And I think that keeps you going. Like that is your consistency. It's going back to your why. Why am I doing this? And it gives you light at the end of your tunnel.
I mean, Keisha pretty much said it all. I mean, he keeps me consistent. Like if I even start to slow down, he's like, what are you doing? You sell a house today. If you don't sell a house, you better get out there and sell a house.
Yeah.
So, and then we have so much on our plate with flipping and other ventures, and it just being able, if you want to be able to do those things, you have to be able to sell real estate, so.
Get yourself a Mike Magno.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you need someone to tell you that you need to work harder, there's.
Right.
Just call him, give him one excuse and he'll be like, get off the phone with me, this is not the best.
Wake up unemployed every day.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
He's like, calling me is not the best
Put
use
it
of
on,
your
put it
time.
on a post-it note, put it on your bathroom mirror, whatever you need to do to motivate yourself, but every day you wake up
Unemployed, right. Mhm.
and no one's coming to save you, I can promise you that.
That's
Yeah, right.
Anything
I
you
know
would
it's
add?
harsh, but
I would just say everything
Well,
they said, everything they said, I would say my son is like my motivator, like he will ask me, like, can you sell the house this month? Like, he literally asks me, like,
I love it.
he is all up in my business, and
Like, it's really like saying,
he asks me that like once a week probably, and so he keeps me going, but like you said, builder passive income, I would say that everybody in here should have somebody in the downline, like that is like the no-brainer. Like, the easiest way to start building passive income is to build your downline. By just recruiting somebody to the brokerage, or any brokerage, it doesn't have to be here, so. that's-
With KW.
Anywhere.
With KW. With KW. That's the easiest way.
I mean, that's the only brokerage we care about.
Build it, because you never know where that's gonna go, right? And that's something that Kathleen taught me when I first spoke to the.
Yes, okay. Now, we touched on this a little bit in the beginning, but what would be your number one lead source in this?
My shift, so, life is happening out here, so, I have been dealing a lot with death, divorce, and diapers. And the Ds. And downsides, 4 Ds. So, people, there's when you move throughout your career, different things change. And people get at different stages in their lives, as we do as agents. So, you kind of have to adapt to their needs at that time. So that's kind of been where consistently, I'd say the last 2 years, I've been dealing with, out of state, divorce, and downsizing, and people, starting families. So that's kind of been where I've been kind of focusing on there.
And something I point out about the D
And
is,
investments,
oh,
sorry,
sorry.
of
But
course.
as the market changes, I think everyone gets a little nervous. There are always people, all of the Ds we just said, having babies. There are people downsizing. There are people who are moving because of deployment. There's
Mhm.
anything, their life situations are always happening. So don't get in your head. I think that's a great point. Diana?
Mine's fear,
Mhm.
that's fear, and then obviously investments, but if we're talking mostly my business, it's fear, past clients, referrals.
Denise?
Mine is probably referrals and, first time home buyers.
Yeah.
A lot of first time home buyers.
You do
Yeah.
specialize.
Yeah.
in
That's those are my babies.
Yes, they are.
Do you,
Take a whole lot of hand holding.
do you do anything to nurture that niche of yours?
Yeah, so I do have I do a seminar every month. I've been doing that, and then I just keep in touch with them cause everyone's not ready right now. Some need some assistance with like credit or just down payment or what have you. And so I just nurture them and keep in touch with them as we move along. I do have a good news story almost, we're almost, hopefully, we put a house, hopefully. I have a client who, she came to my seminar 3 years ago, and she's probably come to 4 of my seminars. And she is now ready, and so she called me, and so I'm having the hardest time finding her house. So I told her, we're gonna do it. Her price point is lower, but she just wants a house for her and her kids. And so I think we all gonna cry when she get a house.
Yeah, even me, I'll cry.
Just showed her a house when I was in the hospital. So yeah, we're gonna get her a house, but yeah, I love it. So they're just green, they don't know what they don't know. And so they're just looking for you to guide them, and it's rewarding when they finally
It
get
is,
it. So,
it is. And they'll never forget you.
yeah.
They don't forget you.
And when you can name a niche like that, I think more people refer that type of person to you. So I think that's great. My last question was, well, here written out, it's what are 1 to 2 things that make you successful? But I think more importantly, the way I'd like to ask that is everyone has a superpower in this business. There are 1,000 different personalities in this room. We all have our superpower that makes us successful. What are yours?
Go ahead.
I would say mine is probably I don't think I've ever met a stranger. What you say? I feel like I can be present friend anybody, and, people know that, like, the energy is, you can just feel it. And so people in that regard, I feel like that helps build relationships, and truly, like, I want all my clients to be my friends. And so, not all, that doesn't always happen, but, you know, we strive for that, and then some fall off the wayside, and that's okay. But I think that that's my thing, like, I can relate and, you know, be empathetic to what they have going on, and always try to make sure that we're kind of meshing or gelling, like, that's important to me.
For sure. Diana?
Mine's definitely relationship building, whether it's with a client or the other agent. That has worked for me probably 9 times out of 10. I will always hit the phone because older agents, they like that you're calling them and not sending them a text message. Mike will tell you, I will pick the phone and negotiate the deal before I give them the offer.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, we're gonna take this. Yeah. Because you picked the phone, I like you, we can have, you know, I trust that you are going to communicate with me and we'll make the deal done.
Yeah. Extra money. So good.
I don't know if it's a superpower, but, just being the resource. My clients or past clients, they call me not just for housing advice or housing stuff, but someone asks me like, girl, who does your hair? Like, oh, like, you know, who does your lawn care? Or do you have anyone who, I don't know, who dog sits, like, all, like be the resource. Cause, it's cool because not only am I a resource, but I get to connect people with people, maybe small businesses that maybe wouldn't have had that business and help build their business. So being a connector and being a resource, I would say that's really been helpful.
That's really good advice. And I think that kind of circles back to what we talked about a few months ago, when we talked about being your local economist of choice. Very much that.
It is.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I saw Carly's so good on her TikToks. I love, recently she's been like, have another closing gift for me. And she puts a magnet in, and on that magnet is a QR code with all of her preferred vendors. And as you were talking, I'm like, oh my gosh, why don't you expand that to stylists, to restaurants, to,
All of that.
you know, based on maybe where they live? I think that's so good.
If someone's moving from out of state, they don't know.
They don't know, right?
I need a room, or I need, you know, they use everything. They just don't like it.
Yes, without a doubt. Ladies, thank you so much for being here with us. Give them a round of applause.
You wanna go back?
Yes, if you could go back. for-
I sure
So
can.
Back to those regional awards.
Oop, I went
There
back
is
too
also
far.
one for the $1 Million Club, which signifies $1 million in GCI. Yes, and we had one person in our market center achieve this award, and it's none other than Miss Amanda Pullman.
No, I'm not. Oh my God, I'm in my gym clothes.
Oh,
So sorry.
don't worry, we did not give her the heads up. There you go.
Thank you so much.
Are so
Thank you
welcome.
to the Poland team for their amazing.
Oh my God.
Congratulations.
Jill, you talk pretty in the center, and I'll just have my hand. Thank you so much, everybody.
Oh, those are fun.
Okay.
Okay, and culture, you had a word of heroes among us you were going to say, I think.
So we didn't get any, entries into Heroes Among Us for this month. And so we'll pick somebody for next month if we don't have it, but what we want to do is, just like 1 or 2 people in here, just say something that we wouldn't know about you if you didn't tell us today.
Oh. What did you say?
2 people to tell us something that we would not know about you if you did not say it today.
Can we say, nominate someone else? About that?
I would say yes.
Yeah.
can I say something?
Yes.
Did you guys see it on ACAR that they nominated Mary Jo Clark for a Good Neighbor Award because of what she does with her charities, 100 Women Strong of Ohio and 100 Girls. And she was nominated yesterday and there was a big post. And so I would say she's a hero because she, not only is she doing a lot with real estate, she runs a huge nonprofit that benefits all these charities. They gave her the 600,000 to date, I think it's to date in the last 6 years, 2 charities helping.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's a hero.
Yes.
Wow.
We have her for next month.
Okay. So that's something maybe you guys didn't know.
I did not.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing.
Anybody else?
Well, keep it top of mind.
Top of mind.
They are always taking nominations for this. I think it's special and, you know, you see things in each other. And that's a perfect example. Maybe Mary Jo doesn't stand up and say that about herself. But for somebody else to be able to say, I see you and it's amazing what you're doing.
And most people don't wanna brag on themselves, because they just feel like, you know what I mean, it's like uncomfortable. So it could be somebody else who nominates somebody to us too. It doesn't have to be you nominate yourself, it could be like, hey, Irene is amazing, you should interview her. I'm putting you on notice, Irene. But it could be that, so just nominate somebody else and just let us know.
Awesome. Thank you, Janice. And you might not want to go far if we have her for PC coaching. Anything we needed to add?
So, what I would add, well, I want to say congratulations to Kirsten Osborne, she was on the top list for the month of, what, May?
Top producer.
Top producer for the month of, and she's new to PC, she's only been in the business maybe like, I think less than 6 months. That's awesome. I'm pretty sure. So,
Yay,
she's doing
Kirsten.
amazing, she's doing amazing. The other thing I will add is that Legacy is having a book club. They've invited us to be a part of it. They are reading the book
Cannonball.
12 Success Principles Children Can Teach Us About Life and Business. And the author is coming to discuss with us on July 23rd. So if you're interested in being a part, let me know. They're gonna start the book club discussions before that, so we'll be ready for when he comes to Zoom in with us, but I think it's awesome that he is coming and talk to the group. I mean, I love.
He will be in person
No, he's
or
gonna be on
Zoom? Okay.
I'm in the book club and I love when authors come, because you get to hear like what they really thinking and asking questions. So that's always good, and he's a new author, this book was just released in May. So it'll probably be his first discussion about it, so if you guys are interested, let me know.
Wonderful. Thank you, Janice. And Ricky, no, we'll do
I have a
Rick's
video for him.
first. And we have a video. Rick couldn't be here today due to a family funeral. So we have a video from him on.
Hi, everybody. Sorry I couldn't make it to the meeting this morning. I did want to just give you guys a quick broker update. I am having a lot of questions about the NAR settlement and the date that we need it to that we need everything to go into effect. In the next few weeks, I want you guys all to watch out for some training that I'm going to be putting out. Right now, we are working on finalizing some new contracts. We're going to have several different documents. We're going to have a new purchase agreement that's going to be compliant with the settlement. We're going to have a new listing agreement that's going to be compliant. We're also working on a new buyer's representation agreement that's going to be compliant. Those are the 3 documents that we're changing up in our brokerage so that everything is on board with the settlement. The date that we have to be compliant is August 17th. My goal is to be by mid to end of July that we're going to be in compliance with everything. So I want you guys to watch out for those trainings that should be coming up soon. The one thing that I want everybody to be aware of is with the buyer agreements. our buyer agreements are going to state what our commission is. We need to know that when we're filling out those buyer agreements, that is going to be our maximum commission that we are allowed to accept on a deal. So what that means is if I write in that I'm going to take 2% commission on my buyer's agreement, I put in 2% commission, and then to find out that the seller's offering me 3% commission, unfortunately, I'm going to be stuck at the 2. I cannot take the 3% at that point. So whatever is in our buyer's agreement is going to be set in stone. The other thing that's changing coming up soon is going to be our lead paint disclosure. The EPA did put out a new lead paint disclosure. We're going to be updating that when we do our dot loop updates with the other contracts. Right now, we don't. The old form is still acceptable for the time being, so you guys can continue to use that lead paint disclosure. If another agent gives you a form that looks slightly different, that is also okay. All right, thanks everybody, and have a great day.
Awesome. Yes, Amanda.
So I have some news because being on the ACAR board and then being at the legislative and legal update last week,
Yes.
there's some other things. The Ohio Realtors is going to, it's going to be passed very shortly that the buyer broker agreement that they have, which would be the state one, might go into effect starting July. So when he says July, it might be that they are overridden by the fact that Ohio says we have to have buyer broker agreements. So be prepared that you should be using them,
Yes.
you know, now. Now, they will change. So
Okay.
what we're using right now, and when he says about the compensation, and again, this might change, but if you have a certain amount of chickens written in, and the agreement is for more, they are going to go off of what the listing agreements say for the excess commission. So if you're asking for 2 chickens and they're giving you 3, the listing agreement is what is going to dictate, and everybody's listing agreements will be different. Some listing agreements from brokerages might say, and it goes to the listing agent brokerage. Some may say it goes back to the seller. So his advice to put it in as, you know, kind of what is a fair payout to you and what you feel your value is good. There also can be a change to the buyer broker agreement. So if you sign something right now at 2 chickens and then you decide because there's a payout at 3, as long as you have the original one signed, you can do it by mutually crossing it out and initialing it to have more.
Okay.
Again, these things are all changing. There's a lot going on, and I know our specific agreements are going to be what Keller Williams is comfortable with and the attorneys. But don't be surprised to see some changes starting July 1st. I've also had a rumor that compensation may be taken off the MLS as of July 1st by a competitor of ours that's got green signs. Or you may have to start hunting the commission in other places because they're gonna probably be the first ones to do it.
Wow. Okay. Can I ask you a question, Amanda?
Yeah, I got all my notes from the legislative, it was a lot.
So what about, and maybe this might be more specific to teams who have like Zillow or something, but what about somebody who, oh, I just want to see this house? Is it okay to have a non-exclusive buyer agency? Like something just
Yeah,
has.
so they'll be exclusive and non-exclusive.
Okay.
Driven by Ohio Realtors, and it's very clear on the obligations of someone holding a listing open for the seller, that they work for the seller. So don't get all weird about, do I have to give everybody a copy of something, non-exclusive, exclusive when they walk in an open house? You're protected because you're working for the seller. So that part is at least gonna be sorted out, but there's still a lot to come down about, you know, a lot of the rumors about whether you show one house or multiple houses. And I would just say, wait for Ohio to kind of direct us because but something is coming through and it's something that hopefully we'll be using unless our brokerage decides to change that up a little bit.
Okay.
The buyer broker agreements have to have compensation. They have to also have that something in them that says and refer to an attorney if you need further explanation. There has to be an expiration date on it. there's other things. I've got a whole slideshow from OAR. Which covers it. I know I kind of should have shared it with you.
No, that's okay. I mean, maybe we could do a Zoom
I'll
or
do it,
something.
I'll be happy to go through it, but I want Rick to do it with me because he wasn't at that particular one, but he probably knows all of this, but I would do it with his permission.
Yes, that would be.
Before July.
Yeah,
Like our team is already like, okay, we know what these things are, but we just don't know all the dates.
Okay,
And you guys, you do know that August 17th, that's the date, the NAR, and that's when everything is gonna go out to all your buyers and sellers saying, did you buy a house? Have you bought or sold a house? You may be entitled to compensation from the class action lawsuit. Your clients will get obliterated with mail about the class action lawsuit starting August 17th. The class action will give every person $29. That's it.
wow.
So be ready for a lot of people going. Yeah.
That's.
Well, no, it can't start. It's 100 days after the job.
I personally got to my residents say, if you bought a house in the last
It's
X amount
supposed
of
to be
years,
August 17th.
I got it, my mother-in-law got it,
It's gonna be,
My parents got it.
it's gonna be
my
obliterated.
neighbors got it.
And it's gonna say probably, you know, did your agent rip you off and can you trust your agent?
Yes, all of that. It was awful, but the money's back. It's horrible.
You are a wealth of information. Thank you, Amanda. And I think what's important too, like she said, this could even change, keep your head on a swivel and be ready.
Yeah.
David, were you gonna add something quickly?
Yeah, one thing that, you might not be thinking of too, is if the buyer is paying part or all of the commission, make sure the lender and the title company know that, because we have to account for that. If their cash to close was 20,000, and now we have to add in another 10,000, they don't have it, that loan is approved. So make sure everybody knows what's going on, because we may not see these, we're not looking for that, at least, historically. So until everything gets in play, we're pre-approving you based on your down payment and your expected closing costs. But all of a sudden, if there's a surprise $20,000 pop, it could kill it.
And the number one way for you to do more business is to host open houses, because a lot of buyers are gonna try not to work with a buyer's agent and go straight to listing agents. And the more you're showing up with open houses, it's gonna be a ton more buyers. Have you guys noticed how many people are coming to open houses?
Yeah.
You have to host open houses. They're gonna be probably your number one or number two lead source. Yeah, open houses are huge. We're doing a challenge for 50 open houses in 2 months. If we want to open it up to the office and anybody wants to join us, that's what we're gonna be doing. That is one of them. And 5,000 dials in July and August. So if anybody wants to join, it's a mass action, like issue yourself, horribly push, join us. We'll be doing it. We're crazy.
Thank you, Amanda. Okay, and then Ricky, we do have probably lots of just confirming the updates.
Yeah, so command, obviously, there's things going on. We are on it as much as I can. I sent out an email earlier about listings being synced. There is I guess, a backdoor way to get it through for right now. So if you guys need help with that, please call me. Me or Lynn can walk you through that, but if you do need help just pushing something through, say it's closing tomorrow, I don't want you guys to be punished and not get paid because the system's kind of acting a little wonky right now. It's something to do with like MLS numbers being linked. So if you go to the email I sent earlier and make sure that you resync it, it should work hypothetically. If it doesn't, please send me an email. I'll reach back out to the regional tech team. They're working on it as much as they can, but they have, 30 other market centers with usually the same problem right now. So just make sure to resync it, follow the instructions in my email. If you need help, give me a call.
Are these active and pending, like contingents and stuff?
It's really just things you're submitting now.
Submitting now.
So if you haven't created the opportunity yet,
Okay.
then everything from now on, you should be able, it should be as easy as going in there and just typing in the address and then syncing it at some point. But right now, it's a little wonky. There's something you have to do to kind of bypass that, so you don't get an error. Just call me if you need help with that. Just I'll walk you through it, so.
Thank you, Ricky.
Yep.
And just some updates, our power ups coming up, what you should have in your listing presentation. And on the 26th, all about asking the right questions. That one's Laura Murata. It's going to be amazing. And we've got, the next K1 call is led by Mark Sandvig on 27th. How to be rich. We all want that. So, hop on that call, a lot about investment journeys, etc. And Wednesday, June 26th, Amanda, thank you so much for opening this up to the office. Basics of working with investors in the Cleveland market. You heard them here on this panel, having multiple streams of income or being knowledgeable. You know, Cleveland is one of the best markets to buy rentals in. Be well versed for your clients. Anything else you wanted to say on that class, Amanda?
Yeah, I saw a graphic, I don't know if it's true or not, that Cleveland is the hottest market in the United States. And we are insane. Investors will make a big portion of our kind of around, 12 months around the year, investors are showing up. So it's just really a basics on how to work with investors, how to speak the language, being able to really quickly work out cap rates, return on investment. Just, again, it's only an hour, but it'll be a nice one for those of you that are like, what is this? How do I even get my feet wet? Because there's a lot of opportunity with investors, even if the market's high as it is now.
Yes.
There's still a ton of investors out there doing their thing, buy and hold. I'm mostly talking about buy and hold.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
And summer masterminds, that is July 16th. There is a QR code to register here. We have Tony Giordano, Sarah Reynolds, who's amazing, and Aaron Kaufman.
Adam Kaufman. That would be so funny. Adam. We should invite him.
Sorry, you can tell I have ages on my mind. So it's going to be an amazing event. I think we have Katie Matteo from Pullman Team, Mike Roberts, and Journey Tool is on there as well. So exciting stuff of living being represented. So be sure you get your ticket. This probably will sell out. Great opportunity.
Jose too.
And, oh yes, Jose's on one as well. After today, there is a brokers open. Do you guys ask us to throw this in? Yes?
Yes, they wanted me to mention, and I'm glad you put a whole slide for them. They're one of my favorite peoples, but they are having the brokers open today, 12 to 2. 11 you guys can stop by 3713 Washington Boulevard. They also wanted me to mention a couple listings. I know we don't do this as often, but I wanted to throw it out there for them. 1785 Green Road, 185. They just put on great investment on for a first timer. And they have 2 properties coming to the market. One in Twinsburg, 1931 Glenwood Drive, 230,000. So very affordable for Twinsburg. And then for Solon, 39211 Glenlevitt Court, Solon, 725. So in Spring Highlands. So
Perfect. Thank you. Amanda, did you have something?
Can I promote something that's unreal and it really needs an explanation? Beth Jones listed a house in Solon last week at 5091 Neptune. And this is a California investor that basically bought something from, wherever, and then redid it from top to bottom. And he had California Dreamin' numbers. So Beth fought with him and we listed this house at 695. And we were like, barf, because it's not 695 house. She got $145,000 price reduction the first day. She got $140,000 price reduction now. A week later, it is $395,000. It is unreal. This house, what has been done to it, and just the way it shows, and just the yards and the lighting and the tin roof and it's gorgeous. It's gonna go into multiples now. I just wanted to bring it to your attention because we had the price all wrong for a week. 5091 Neptune Drive, Solon, easy to show. It's a beauty. It's an Airbnb. Like I want it for Airbnb. 5091 Neptune. Yeah, let's try and sell it in-house with our brokerage.
That's right.
Sharing it. Do you guys like having, if we had 5 minutes for something hot like that? We should add that.
It
add that
helps
to
us
the office.
awareness of each other's listings and
Yes,
like, there'll be buyers for us.
Yeah, we haven't done it in a while. We
we
start,
haven't.
yeah, that's a good thing to add.
Yes,
I like that.
thank you. Thank you for that feedback.
So bring them next month.
Yes, bring them next month. And just so you know too, this goes until 2, which means you can still get in, next slide, for the Royalty Roofing CE. If you didn't sign up, it is not too late. Thank you, Royalty Roofing, for being here and the Condado lunch. Amazing. Yes, great lunch. Great, great business, great people. I personally use Royalty Roofing. They are amazing. Andy Dancer.
You might get a little bit of that in the presentation.
Thank you, everyone.
I would like to see the routine. Quickly.
I am sorry.